we are exactly.
Yeah,
Okay.
very happy. If
Okay.
okay with you. It will just save you time. So if you record it, it just means that you don't have to keep going over it. That's all I'm thinking, because then I can share this with my team. Are you happy if I share this with my team?
Yeah. Okay. In addition, you will have a testing username and password in order to play with the system with
Okay.
fictitious data without
Yeah.
problem to save any kind of information as you want. So this is very useful from our point of view. And also then obviously you will have the official credential, username and password in order to use only for real cases corresponding to participants enrolled in the study. So, okay, we can start.
Who will supply me with my username? Will that be? Will the study team give me that prior to obviously setting up the database?
Sorry, let me comment that I have it to manage the English, but sometimes the listening is my problem. Not in theory with you cap people like you, because your pronunciation is fantastic for me, but I'm so sorry for that, but I have some limitation on this issue. Okay. Please, could you repeat the questions?
So will I get my credentials, my username from the study team, or will you supply that for me?
No, the credentials are created by us. Okay? It's one testing for any person. You can you share the testing credential, and then according to the law, we can say the typical regulation law, the one credential per each person that use the system, because the system keep information about the data modification actions. So it's important to keep this information correctly in order to maintain the regulation agreement. Okay, so first of all, let me share my screen. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, this is the URL internet addresses is https kamolo.org/reach. Okay, this is the home page of our system. As we already mentioned, we will work today with the testing credential. That is, the username is testing and the password is testing. Okay. Basically, the system keep a main menu at the top of the screen in order to relate it with the main functionality and main activity in terms of data management process. Firstly, by default, the system display a kind of summary report indicating different number of screening form, number of eligible person, number of women randomized, etc., divided by hospital or an overall, depending on the access that you will have. And suppose that you will only work in one hospital in UK, the Birmingham hospital. So in your particular case, will appear only information related to your hospital. Okay.
Okay.
And then the other option is the data entry menu, in which you will be able to enter a new participant and also any CRF, any worksheet, we can call worksheet, because it's the current name for this study, for any participant that was randomized in the study. And the other menu is the inconsistency, that you will be able to display information about how data discrepancy, data problem are pending to solve. And this is very important topic in the data management process. you will be able to visualize in 2 points of view. One is rule by rule. For each rule defined in the system that verifies some biological or logical issue, you will be able to know how many participants are violated this rule, and also you will be able to visualize the identification and enter and visualize the CRF, the worksheet in which the problem is. And then the other menu is the reports, in which there are a common set of reports, and one-click report in the real-time compute in order to know recruitment, missing forms. In the double entry is not applicable for the main section of this study, because remember that there was a previous stage of this study in which there was an additional worksheet related with the electrogramma measurements, so it's not applicable now. And then the related with the Meder and HUDD code, but it's not used for you because you are a clinical aspect of the study. And then the source document verification process that will help you to improve and facilitate your relationship with IQ in order to know who participant can be audited, which participants are pending to solve some kind of monitoring alerts. So then we will explain more about this. So this part is only a first view of the system. And the protocol violation is a kind of list in order to know, in case of protocol violation, what is the identification of the participant, and also the different classification of the protocol violation. Okay. And finally, the tool menu, in which you will find useful information about how hospital and country are involved in the study, and a special and fantastic dashboard in order to know how is the progress of the study in your hospital, in order to know how many participants, different graphs. So this is a very fantastic tool. And then the audit trail record, that is very important in order to know who was entered, modified data, etc. And finally, the study documentation section, a kind of repository in which you will be able to find the last version of the protocol, the worksheets, some documentation from IQ via the log, and also some videos that facilitate the use of the system, because we have a couple of videos in order to give instruction about how manage the system, how use the system. Okay?
Okay, yeah.
So, going to this study documentation, this is the study document and the video training, and here is the system manual. Remember that this part of, in my previous email, I mentioned that it's important to be clear, and our recommendation is to review this documentation before the training. And also, let me show you one important this. Can you see this flowchart?
Yeah.
Okay. In this flowchart, we summarize what the relation is between the three entities involved in this study, plus your hospital and your data management team. Okay, as you can see, number one is related with the data collection, in which the data is collected in a worksheet. This worksheet will be part of a medical record, at least in the other country, and support that in UK is the same situation. Then this worksheet will be entered in the system, in Kamolo system, and as soon as the data are entered, the system will start to display different data problem, data inconsistency, or indicated that the data was correctly saved in the system. And then when the data is entered the system, then the other entity that CREP, WHO, and the IQVIA, that is CRO entity, start to use the system in parallel with you in order to know about the progress of the study in different point of view. Okay, CREP will be in charge of the data management process, the whole data management process. Sorry. The CRO obviously will be in charge of the source document verification and any aspect of the regulation. And the WHO is the sponsor that will be also notified by you, by the CRO. So in order to facilitate the communication in this very difficult flowchart, our recommendation is, first of all, to communicate with one person of your team. I don't know if it will be you or another person. And then in our team, we have 3 persons, Liana, Gino, and me. Okay, in order to
Liana,
Gino,
yeah,
and me. Okay, we have the 3 persons involved here in CREP. CREP is in Argentina. Okay, WHO is the basement is in Geneva, and the CRO in your case is a local office of the CRO in UK, but in our case we are in contact with all the local agency and the main CRO company. So this is the general, the generic flowchart. I don't know if you have some doubt or you like to know more information, or
no, I don't think so.
Okay. Could you confirm if in UK the worksheet, the hard copy of the worksheet, will be part of the medical record, like in other countries?
So we don't have paper notes anymore. So our hospital is paperless. So they won't be. They will be probably stored in the site file.
Okay. So you will be able to extract the data from your system, medical record system software, and complete our electronic worksheet in Kamolo.
So the worksheets, are they all paper?
But you will complete the hard copy form or not?
So do you require a paper version, or can we input it onto the database?
This is a good question, but our recommendation is to use the hard copy form, because in order to facilitate the data entry progress, because when you enter the data in Kamolo system, the data entry screen is identical to the worksheet.
Okay.
So I don't know if you, in addition, maybe this question is better for the IQVIA team, because the source document verification. Yeah, this is
I think we will have to have hard copies because of the questions that are required will have to be. So it won't always be the research team taking this information. It might be the clinical staff, because we might not be on shift. So actually, I think it will probably be good if we do have the paper versions, and then as the research team we can upload it onto the database then. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. For me, the ideal situation is to keep the same procedure in all of the sites involved in the study. So in the case of another country, we are using hard copy forms. That the information is transcribed in the hard copy, because this is the source document
Yeah.
Okay. And in the other country, this hard copy form is storage together with the medical record, because the medical record is also in hard copy forms, in hard copy. But in your particular case,
it will be stored in the site file.
Yeah. Maybe one point of view that you can evaluate what is the best option is how difficult is the data extraction from your system into the electronic version of the worksheet. So, for instance, let me show you, because it is the next part of the training.
We could upload the date. So if we had a hard copy, what we do is anything hard copy, we will scan onto their electronic record. So it will all still be with the medical record. So that's not a problem. We can upload that onto our electronic database. So like we've got a system called Badgernet and Epic. We can upload the source data onto those systems.
No, in our system, the data entry is only manually typing the keyboard of the computer or use the mouse in order to select the value for each question. There is no automatical data transfer from one system to other.
What I mean is, you know, in other countries, they're keeping it in the patient records. So they're keeping the source data in the patient records. We haven't got paper notes to keep it in the source. We can't keep the source data in the medical records because we don't have any. It's all electronic on a different database to what this is. So we could upload it onto that system. So we could just scan exactly what we've wrote down and then also put it on this database as well. So, does that make sense?
Yeah, let me confirm, because it's a very important point. You have the possibility to extract the data from your system and put in a PDF or similar or paper the information that we need for our worksheet.
Not quite. So what we'd do is we would have a hard copy.
Yeah, hard copy.
Of a hard copy of the worksheet.
Okay.
Fill that out.
Okay.
And then upload that. So put that into a PDF and put that onto the medical record. As well as your data.
Yeah, you adapt your procedure to be in agreement with our system. Okay, totally understand. Thank you. So sorry for this.
No, it's okay.
But
it's fine. Don't worry.
Okay, continue with the training. Continue with the training here. The typical procedure that you will involve. I don't know if you will be in charge of the data entry or another person, but basically it's the data entry menu, because in this part of the system you will be able to enter a new participant and enter all the rest of worksheets. Okay. Yep. For the new participant, the mechanism that the system allows to create a new participant is through the data entry of an screening worksheet. Okay. So this is the screening worksheet in which the different eligibility criteria should be entered, and at the end you need to save the information indicating that the participant was eligible, was willing to participate, and then if was or not randomized. Okay. And the location, the order, and the aspect of this data entry screen is so identical to the hard copy of the worksheet. Okay. So all the screens are in English languages. and our recommendation is to use the number of the question in order to facilitate our communication. Okay, suppose that you have some problem in question 18, and you can mention 18 question of the screening, and we know immediately in which question you have some doubt or problem. So using the mouse and the keyboard, you will be able to enter information. There are different questions like this, that is a categorical question, in which you will be able to select one of the question, one of the values, sorry. And then you have some numbers that as soon as you enter the value, the system indicate that the value is outlier. It's a kind of alerting that the value that you enter is not in agreement with some special rule that were considered in the system.
So the screening ID, when you enter a new participant, that will already be it will already be populated for you.
Sorry?
So the screening ID, we won't need to put that number in. It will be pre-populated. Is that right?
Yeah, we can pre-populate the hospital.
Okay.
And also the center ID.
That's really helpful.
But no, yeah, be sure, because
that will be really helpful. Yeah. So we won't need to mess with that. It will just be the other things.
Exactly. But for the other question, according to the standard regulatory, the current regulatory rules, the pre-population information is not very well considered, okay? Because it's better that the data operator or the PI or any person enter the data in the study database according to the source document, in this case, the worksheet, okay?
Okay.
So for outlier value, there are two possibilities. One is more flexible, for instance, for gestational age or for maternal age, in which you put some outlier value and the system allowed to accept this outlier value. But for this kind, that is an identification number, the system doesn't allow to enter outlier value, okay? So because for this hospital, the testing hospital, the number of screening number is between 90,001 and 99,999. So there are some predefined range of values for identification number. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so in this case, you need to accept the error and enter the value. Suppose that we can enter this. And then continue. For date questions, you have the possibility to select the calendar, clicking in the corresponding day, or directly enter 06/11/95. You can enter and then with using the tab key, continue with the next. Okay? Yeah. For checkbox, this says yes and no. You can use the mouse and double click, and the double click and select one option that was selected. Okay?
Yeah.
And then for the screening, there is no other kind of question, because here maybe you can visualize if you select no here in question 18, automatically the participant, the question 19 cannot be or should not be completed because the participant is not eligible. So okay. This is a typical data validation during data entry. Okay. Yeah. So brilliant. Exactly. So suppose that you select no here and then indicate this. We can enter a few more data in order to prevent a lot of error message. So at the end of the data entry, you need to save in the bottom, at the bottom save.
Yeah.
And the system notified that the data was successfully saved, and immediately the data is entered, the system starts to visualize data discrepancy. In this particular case, there is no information about question 2 related with the informed consent. So suppose that this issue is related with a mistake that you data entry typo or mistake in the moment to data entry, you can click in the link and reopen the CRF in order to enter the information about yes, the informed consent was obtained in this date, in this time. For time is 24-hour clock, okay?
Yeah.
So pause this, and you can use the tab in order to continue in the next question.
Okay.
When you modify the data and when you try to save, the system will ask a reason of the modification.
Yeah.
This is another requested for this kind of system. So data typo error. Okay, and then press in tab and click save again, and the system again save the data and check again if some problem are in the case. In this case, it's another problem. That question 4 is missing. So click again in the link and go to the question 4. In here, you can see that this missing value, you can put yes, and then continue and enter. We can put any reason in order to facilitate and speed up the training, and then click and save. And the system again, when you enter the data, continue. So, what is the conclusion? That is recommended, a strong recommended for us to have or to implement some visual review before the data entry in order to speed up the data entry, because there are a famous formula in data management project that the time for data discrepancy resolution is practically the same. The time is the same that you use for data entry. So if you detect a lot of problem, you are delayed all your tasks.
Okay.
For you, for the study, for your data operator, for any person, will be more complicated, the data entry process. So using or implementing some visual checking before, maybe you can detect some problem before submit the worksheet for data entry. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Continue with the next part of the system. As you can see now, we just only create a new participant that basically is the data entry of the screening worksheet. But now we have the participant list. This is the most important part of the system because there are a lot of information about which participants are already entering Kamolo, which CRF are already entered, which are pending, which are electronics, have the corresponding electronic signature.
Yeah.
Some discrepancy, some picture. So the audit trail issue. So this is practically the core of the system because there are a lot of information here. So what is the correct interpretation of this participant list? The first column is the identification. The center ID, the hospital ID, the screen ID, the date of the interview, and the screening indicating if the participant is eligible or not, and the participant ID. This is basically the identification and the screening CRF worksheet. And then one column for each of the worksheets considered in the study. And then the files, that is the corresponding images that you need to take a photo picture, is a request in the balance. okay, in order to upload in the system as part of the documentation of the study. And then the rules, that is the data discrepancy.
So who can, sorry to stop you, who can upload that? Only people who have got access to the database.
You need to take a photo
of the calibrated drapes.
In the scale, for each drape. The pre and the post. The blue is the pre and the green is the post.
Yes. So only people with a username, like we was talking about credentials and making sure it was secure. So only people with a username can upload those photos then.
Yeah.
Okay. We've gone back to the WHO because that might be a problem for us because our clinical staff will be taking the photos.
Sorry?
So it will be the clinical staff taking the photos, it probably won't be the research team. So we've gone back to WHO to see if there's anything we can do with that.
Okay.
Because that might be a problem.
Take into account that the photo should be visualized, the drape, and also the balance result, the balance measurement. So, and there are some, you need to consider some mechanism in order to ensure that when you take the photo, this photo is related to one of the participants that we assess to use the participant ID.
Yeah.
So this is the picture of participant ID number 8. This is the corresponding to the blue or the green drape. So this is an internal mechanism that you need to implement with your clinician staff in order to ensure this requirement, because it's a requirement. Okay. And as far as I know, these images will be also verified by IQVIA as part of the source document verification.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
It's better that you interrupt me in any moment in order to clarify immediately some doubt that can appear. Okay? No problem with that. No, you are welcome. The other column is a rule in which appear all the number of data discrepancy. And our Kamolo system considers two kinds of data discrepancy: intra and inter. Intra is when the variable involved in the data discrepancy are related with one worksheet. And the inter query or inter data discrepancy are those that involved questions from different worksheets. Okay? So as you can see in this column appear the category of the data discrepancy and also the number of problems. The double entry column is not applicable for your hospital because it's not implemented more in the current version of the protocol. But the next column corresponds to the alerts. Then here you will find a lot of information about if there are some monitoring alerts pending to solve. And what is the meaning of monitoring alert? Monitoring alert is a kind of system tool or element that will use by IQVIA in order to record and notify you that there are some issue or problem or doubt in relation to the source document verification process. The source document verification process is a very important point of the regulatory aspect in data management process, in which one person outside of the hospital and from the CRO verify that the data in Kamolo is the same that the data that appear in the source document. And the source document are the worksheets.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we will explain about in detail how you will be able to work with this part of the system. And finally, the last column, sorry, the PDF column is a kind of is a exportation of the data for this participant in a PDF with all the CRF. And the last column is indicate that the participant is logged. Log is finalize all the data management process.
And that's something you guys will do once all the data is entered. We haven't got to do anything with that.
Exactly.
Perfect.
At the end of the movie, we can say for each participant, you will work with you and IQVIA in order to determine this participant finalize the participation, okay, in terms of data. But as you can see in this participant list, there are different colors because in the worksheet column, some worksheets are in red and others are in green.
Okay.
The meaning of that is that another regulatory request is that the PI, one person or two, depending on your decision under the corresponding delegation form, should be have an electronic signature indicating, okay, this CRF is finalized. This CRF is finalized. It's one click in the system that will be only available for those persons that you can send a list or indicate what is the name. Because
the PI.
The PI.
Yeah,
exactly.
we've only got one PI.
After the data entry, after the data resolution. So when there is nothing in the rules column, when there is no all the images was uploaded, and also then we will visualize the missing form report. This is another important report in order to know, okay, some data can be missing, one question, but all the worksheets are already entered. This is a very important report. So at the end of this, we need to sign the CRF, okay? Let me show you. Give me, wait. Let me, because I have some paper notes. Let me, in the other office. Wait a minute, one second. Okay. I forgot in the other office.
Okay.
Un café si tenés, si podés. Sí. Sorry.
It's okay.
I am the IT staff, but the paper is.
That's okay, don't worry.
Okay. Let me show how signature. Well, okay, let me show the functionality of the electronic signature, but also we can talking about filtering the list, because as you can see, there are different pages with a lot of participants. We hope that your hospital enroll a lot of participants as possible. So one functionality is here in the magnifier. Click in magnifier and you will be able to filter in different criteria. One is participant ID. Yeah. So I have one case already, is this one. Enter and filter the list only for this participant.
Brilliant.
Okay. And then click here in edit. And as you can see, delivery, screening, delivery, and images. This is the CRF the data that was entered in the system. And for delivery, here, the button e-signature, here, you click there and the system confirm, okay, are you ready? Are you sure? Okay, I will sign electronically and automatically.
But that's only the PI.
Exactly, only for available for the PI.
Okay.
And then when you go to the participant list, the delivery, oh, it's not in red. Why?
It should turn green.
Let me. Oh, well, this is a mistake for us. Yes. And then, okay, there. This is in green. Maybe some delay. So this is the easy way. It's easy, but it's one click for each of the CRF that was entered. So taking into account the number of participants that you enroll, our recommendation is to sign the CRF periodically in order to prevent to have a lot of CRF. Yeah. Maybe. So sorry.
So we will be the people inputting the data, and then we could potentially flag it to our PI, who will be Vicky, who you're meeting on Monday. So maybe like each week or monthly, we can just sit there and say, we've completed however many CRFs, and can you sign them off? And we can give her a list of patients.
Okay, but take into account that this special button only appears in the system if there is no pending data discrepancy.
Yeah.
And also if there is no missing form.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
We will ensure that all the data is inputted first.
Our recommendation is to periodically, maybe, I don't know how many participants per month is the expected number for your hospital.
Well, we would advise, our target is 2 a week. However, we're hoping for more than that. So it just all depends really how well we can get on the clinical staff involved really.
Okay, 2 per week.
2 per week. That's our target.
Well, taking into account this information, our recommendation is every week to review the reports in order to prevent, because what is the problem here? Liana and Gino will start to send email to you or the person in charge claiming for data entry of the missing form or claiming the resolution of the query. So in order to prevent this email communication and this pushing, our recommendation is that yourself periodically review the reports and solve.
Yeah.
Okay, because this is the best way in order to speed up the data management process, and also you will save time, and time is money. So in order to receive an email, understand what Liana and Gino asking me, and then go the system, open the corresponding participant, blah, blah, blah. This is spend time. So that's why our recommendation is be active before our pushing, because really be sure that Liana and Gino will be pushing with you and for any team in order to enter the data as possible.
Perfect.
Okay. Continue with this important functionality of the system is then to delete the filter. You can click in the magnifier, this magnifier, show all, and again, all the participants appear in the participant list.
Okay.
Another functionality that is very important is the data entry suggestion. if we visualize the data for participant 9191, as you can see that only the CRF is entered, okay? Because this is the hospital information, the center, the hospital participant ID, the screen, and participant. This is, until this column, participant ID, all this information corresponding to the screening worksheet. But there is no delivery, not follow-up, no medication. So when you enter the data, when you enter the participant, here in the new CRF, the system will offer you to enter the rest of the worksheet, because the system already know that this participant was randomized, that have a valid participant ID. So you offer to enter the delivery. And this is the order. First,
okay. Sorry, can you just zoom in? What are these? What are the new CRFs? What are they labeled as?
Is the new worksheet should be the correct word, because
so I can see that they've got ACNA in. What are they? What are the names under the? Can you see where it says new CRF? What have they got on them? Because I can't see it, you see. Sorry, it's a bit blurry. Like, what does that say now? What does the one that you've just clicked on, what does that say? Because is it med? I don't know. I can't see it.
Sorry. Delivery.
Okay.
Delivery, med, adverse event, serious adverse event.
Yeah.
And the end of the discharge form is the last one.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Okay, then you have the delivery. This is here appear the primary outcome of the study, the corresponding the postpartum hemorrhage values, and also in the follow-up. Sorry, the follow-up is not suggestion, because you need to enter firstly delivery, and then the system allows you enter the follow-up.
Okay.
So this is the suggestion, a kind of guideline, because the system guides you in order to which worksheet can be entered in the system, in order to validate the data, because if you have no information about the delivery, you will not be able to enter the corresponding follow-up. Okay?
Yeah.
For the adverse event and serious adverse event, remember that can be appear in any moment, before the delivery, after the delivery. So that's why the system suggests in any moment. And also for medication, the medication, concomitant medication is in any moment should be collect the information. So, and finally, the discharge worksheet, the participant can be discharged of a study before the delivery, because she refused to participate for before the delivery, for instance. It's one possibility. That's why the system offers you enter this set of worksheet, and then when you enter the delivery, then the corresponding follow-up will be considered. So
okay, so if we put a lady in for the screening and she doesn't want to consent, none of these forms will come up.
Sorry?
So if we screen a lady and she doesn't consent, none of these forms will come up, so we don't have to input any data.
Exactly. We can, the system automatically check the information in the screening worksheet, and then decide which worksheet suggests to enter.
Perfect. Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Fantastic. Another important. Okay. Do you have some doubts? about this part or some?
No, I think that's all. Yeah, I'm happy. Happy.
Okay, remember that you will be able, as soon as finalize this meeting, I can send you an email with the testing credential in order to enter in the system and play with the system.
Brilliant.
Enter any data, destroy our system if you want. It's better for us in order to improve it. But it's good resource in order to be more familiar with the system without real data. Okay?
Yeah, I agree. Sometimes you have to familiarize yourself with the data in order to work it properly.
Okay, fantastic. The next part of the training is data inconsistency.
Yeah.
The data inconsistency, as we can see, when you save information, appear data inconsistency. Anyway, you can visualize in any moment which data inconsistency are pending to solve. One way, because there are several ways, one way is directly from the participant list. Okay?
Yeah.
You click, for instance, this participant, intra forms. Click there. And this is the problem with this participant is in CRA, in screening, randomization date.
Yeah.
And this is the date in which this data problem was detected. Okay, as you can see, a lot of years ago, 1 year ago, obviously this fictitious data. Be sure that Liana and Gino will push you in order to solve as soon as possible the data discrepancy. More considering that this study, in this study, the participant spent only 24 hours because this is the data and the time in which the participant will be in the study is only 24 hours because it's a very short study.
Yeah.
The other way is enter in the participant and click here in the top here, inconsistency.
Yeah, that's better way of doing it.
Yeah. And here, in addition to visualize the data, the data problem, you can also click in the corresponding link, open the CRF, and you will highlight it in orange, the variable involved with the problem.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah. And then once you've changed it, you just press save and it will go off the system.
Yeah, you can modify, but remember one important rule in the data management. Any data changes should be considered in the hard copy form because it's a source document, and also in the system. So be sure, or you must ensure. I don't know if it's a correct grammatical expression in English. You must ensure that any data changes should be in both places, hard copy form and the system, because then when IQVIA verify your data through the source document verification, be sure that appears some problem, because why in Kamolo system this information is different to the hard copy form because it's the source document.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. And the other way to visualize data discrepancy is through the menu here. By rule or by participant?
Yeah.
By rule is a good resource in order to say, okay, I have all these rules pre-defined the system, and this is the number of cases that are violating the rule. What is the more often? Click one click in the column, in the last column, another, and you can order for those rules that have more number of cases that are violated.
Okay.
This is a good resource in order to solve those problems that are more common.
Okay.
And the other report is by participant. In by participant is participant by participant. For instance, this is the participant ID 9001, have problem in mail, in screening, and are detected the 1 month ago, for instance. Okay?
Yeah.
So this is another way to approach the data resolution of queries, the data discrepancy. With those two reports, I am sure that we will very useful for you. And our suggestion is to review periodically.
Yeah.
Okay? But
Yeah.
anyway, here appear again the colors, because in our system, the colors means different aspects. You can see that the status is, some status is in red, because means that need your action,
Okay.
because it's pending to solve. But the green color here is already confirmed by PI. What's mean? In Kamolo system, we have the possibility that one data inconsistency has no solution.
Okay.
For instance, it's a real world. The people forgot to weight the baby. It's difficult, but it's possible. And you said, okay, the weight of the baby is not entered. It's not collected in the worksheet. Missing value, data discrepancy. And you said, I'm so sorry, but for different reason, we couldn't weight the baby. So
Okay.
this communication will be by email with Liana and Shino, and you confirm, okay, for participant
Okay.
90.
So it will still show up as a problem, even though it's been rectified.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Obviously, that you need to prevent to abuse of this situation, because if we detect that in all your, on a big percentage of your data inconsistency, you start to say, I cannot recover. The problem will be for the study, because there are missing information, and we need to minimize as possible the missing information. Okay, or the data discrepancy for any data discrepancy. So when the status of the data inconsistency is in green, is because no action are needed for you, because you have already confirmed that this problem cannot be solved. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So it's only the ones in the red that need to be rectified.
Exactly. You can filter here, click, and you can put start to pending.
Status, yeah.
And automatically only pending to solve status is visualized. And also you can export in Excel. Okay, because maybe you are interested to send by email for your colleague or for any, you generate and download the corresponding Excel and send by email.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Do you have some doubt or some?
Nope.
Okay.
Happy. Yeah, it's very similar to other databases, to be honest. They're classed as queries on other databases, so it's very similar. So I think it will be absolutely fine.
Okay. What kind is you are happy to work with IQVIA system?
So we have worked with a Quivia before, yes.
Okay.
But we've not worked with this. We've not worked with. Is it Komodo? What is it? Yeah, we've not. yeah, we've not worked with that system, but we have worked with other systems.
Okay. See, this is our this system is our. We developed from a lot of years ago, and we was improving through different WHO trial and study. So it's nice to see that that the functionality is similar to the rest of the system. Okay. Continue with one report that we have mentioned. Recruitment is a single graph, okay, and numbers in order to know for each hospital how many participants are enrolled. This is the important missing form. The missing form is very important because, for instance, you can identify, okay, which participant the delivery worksheet is missing, is not entered yet. This is the participant ID. For all cases that delivery worksheet was not entered yet, and this is the number of days since the randomization. Obviously, that are fictitious data, okay? But practically 2 years pending to enter. Be sure that Liana and Shino will not accept this issue. Our request, because it's practically we consider it a very important request, is to spend or to delay between 1 and 3 days the data entry of the screening. Okay? This is our request to prevent data entry. We need to enter the screening worksheet as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Because the screening worksheet have a lot of information about if there are participants enrolled, and also the screening worksheet in the system generate different requests of missing form and etc. in order to activate the data management activity. So this is practically mandatory issue that, be honest, we are asking the same performance to the rest of the country.
Okay.
And then for each of the worksheet, the system will ask to enter in case that is not entered yet in the system. So, and again, the status of this missing form, the last column, is the same concept of the data discrepancy discussed a few minutes ago, because maybe you cannot complete the follow-up form, the follow-up worksheet, and this worksheet will not be entered because it doesn't exist. So you need to confirm by email in order to accept accept the missing form and prevent to ask in the future. Okay?
Okay.
So we're talking about the data entry, data validation, the reports. We have only one important point, that is the source document verification.
Yeah.
Okay? It's clear. I am sure that you are working with IQVIA. You already know how the source document verification is. In Kamolo, the source document verification is implemented through the monitoring alert. The monitoring alerts are available here in the column alerts, but only IQVIA staff can create alerts, and the monitoring alerts in Kamolo have 3 status: red, yellow, and green. As you can see, the color is important for us. Red is warning, is danger, is the color red, because is when IQVIA create an alert and pass the ball to you, indicating what is the problem. And you need to, and there are some action are needed from your point, from your side, okay? Yeah. Then when you solved the issue, you need to pass the ball to IQVIA, changes the status of alert to yellow.
Yeah.
Okay? And then IQVIA, when appear a monitor alert in yellow, already know that we need to verify that your action are correct. And when verify this issue, change the status to green. The green is okay, finalized. It's like a transit signal. Okay?
Yeah.
The red, stop. You need to solve something. The yellow is okay, be careful. Or the issue is already solved, but we are not the confirmation. And the green is okay, confirmation, everything is okay. So for visualize this functionality, excuse me, we can open, for instance, participant participant here, okay? As you can see, for the participant, you have one alert.
Yeah.
Okay? If you click there, this alert is related with question 1 of the delivery worksheet related with the maternal age, and the alert was created in this date, in this moment, and this is the description. Maternal age is 43 as per SOR 5. Please update. So somebody from IQVIA review the CRF hard copy form, the worksheet, and compare with the Kamolo system and detect that one value is different. So when you open delivery, here, can you see the yellow, the red color in the question?
Yeah.
And here you can use the right button of the mouse in order to open this small window in which here appear maternal age is 43 and you enter 44. Okay? So when you verify the hard copy form and confirm that the number that's appear in the hard copy is 43, you need to do the following action. Firstly, clicking in the question using the right button of the mouse. Then click in edit. Change the status to review by API. Click in save. Close the small window, and automatically, as you can see how the color changed, and then modify the value.
Yeah.
When you try to save, you need to enter the justification. Data change related to SOR document verification.
Yeah.
Okay, and obviously the system, as soon you save information, again check any data discrepancy. In this particular case, all the data inconsistency are already confirmed by you, so there is no pending issue. And then when you go to the participant, as you can see, that continue appear the alerts, but it's not for your action. It's for IQVIA action, because the status is status number 2 or yellow color. That means that was already reviewed by the PI, and now the ball was passed to IQVIA. Okay?
Yeah.
This is our the main activity that we have for the source document verification. But let me show you that in reports.
Can I just ask a quick question? So, I know it says that reviewed by the PI. So does that mean it's only the PI who can do it? Or as long as we've discussed it with the PI and then we can input the data and verify it and say that she's reviewed it?
No, review by PI means that you have already do what IQVIA indicate. Let me show you here. Let me here. Status 1, color red. Monitor detect discrepancy compromising that field must be handled by site. By site is you.
Yeah.
Status 2, review by PI. Yellow. Site propose a solution that must be approved by monitor of the CRO. So you propose the solution and you implement the solution.
Yeah.
In this case, was change the value of the maternal age. Okay?
Yeah.
And the status number 3, solved by monitor, that is the green color, means that monitor mark the alert as resolved. Okay?
Okay. Yeah, brilliant.
Let me comment that the source document verification in this study involved to 100% of the participants randomized. Okay?
Yeah.
All participants will be audited, but not only all the questions, only a set of questions.
Okay.
Okay, that this part should be known by IQVIA, not by you, because from your point of view, you only visualize which alerts appear as yellow, as red. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So, in terms of source document verification, one periodic activity that we strongly recommend is go to reports, go to the source document verification, and here you will visualize some numbers related with your hospital, but the most important information here is in this set of lists, that the main functionality will be for the CRO, but you can review this one.
Okay.
Unsolved for source document verification. Click there, and an Excel file can be downloaded, and here appear the yellow or the red alerts. So it's easy for you to, with Excel, filter here and say, okay, give me only status number 1 unsolved, and you will talk and you will work in advance. Sorry, in advance about which monitoring alert you must to work in order to pass the ball to IQVIA.
Okay.
Questions, doubts?
No. Happy.
Okay. So this is we are talking about all the topic of Kamolo system that you will be in charge or in contact with the system. There are another part of the system, but for us, it's better only to focus on the activity that you were involved in order to facilitate your activity.
Yeah.
Let me show you a single slide. Can you see?
Yeah.
First point, some tips. Credential are generated by CREP. CREP is as Liana, Gino, and me. Okay?
Yeah.
Data entry time for screening is between 1 day and 3, no more.
Okay.
This is very important. Our suggestion is when you enter the worksheet in Kamolo, some mechanism in order to identify that this case was entered.
Yeah.
In order to prevent the omission of any worksheet or any participant. Okay?
Yeah.
In case that you need to modify the worksheet, because sometimes, for some reason, you need to modify the worksheet in hard copy, and it's important to keep the audit trail record in hard copy. You need to indicate the initial, the date, cross the old value that allowed to be visible, and enter the new value in the hard copy.
Okay.
Ideally in different pen color, okay, in different color, the pencil in different color,
Okay.
in order to facilitate the visualization. Periodic data inconsistency, periodic data inconsistency review, periodic misinformed review, and remember that we are talking about ask as the exception for data inconsistency, and also for misinformed, and also the periodic review of the red alerts in order to work in advance with Alcuria and also with us and optimize your time. This is our suggestion. We be honest, we have my activity on this matter is 25 years. Liana is 32 years working in clinical trial and data management.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot of time. We have a great experience. We are working with Birmingham Hospital before in different projects, and also with the AMPU in UK, with the MAPAC trial, the sulfato magnesium, famous sulfato magnesium prevention of preeclampsia. So we can catch from the people a lot of concept and tips in order to improve as possibly the quality of the data.
Okay.
And it's crucial the time and the resources that you will spend. The time, and also how flexible is the system, or how easy is the process, because the people, as you know, enter data is so difficult, appear a lot of error, and decrease the motivation for that. So this is important for me to keep your motivation, and for you to keep the motivation of your colleague in the hospital. So that's why working active and in advance of our request from IQVIA or CARE will be better for you.
Okay.
Because minimize the email, minimize the communication, and really is a good point. And finally, any email that you need our help, notify, or any aspect, Diana, Shino, and Daniel should be CC, should be copying the email in order to ensure our communication.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Okay. Do you have any doubt? Or well, we spend more time than we expected, but
that's okay.
Okay.
No, that's brilliant. I will support the team with I think it's very standardized, and actually it seems like an easy database to use. So if you can send me the details, I have got the test.
Yeah. Now I will send you the testing creation.
Yes.
And also let me show if it's possible to send now the
recording.
The recording.
Can you also send me your colleagues' email addresses?
Yeah. I will see in order to start our communication.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thanks, Daniel. Have a lovely day. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.